Hello everyone, Virgo Sun Oracle here, and I am coming at you with a new spell video. Now, this is a spell video that I have been wanting to do for a minute, and the good news is that I finally took the time to sit down here during this, I would say, nasty week because over the weekend we had a snowstorm and it was something. It was a big snowstorm here in the East Coast. We are still going through it day by day as the snow melts, but the best part about it was that I didn't have to be at work, which is awesome. And this is recorded on a Friday. Well, actually, Friday morning, which is perfect because we are in the waxing moon. And I believe, yes, in about 10 minutes or so, we are going to enter into the Venus hour. Well, that's a bunch of other stuff that you guys will have to research on, but yes, this video is recorded on Friday during the waxing moon. And I guess y'all gonna ask, like, what we're doing today in this video. Okay, so what we are doing today is that we are going to construct a sweetening jar. Well, actually, I would like to call this one a dominating sweetening jar. This is something that I decided to do, and the purpose of this jar, well, let me go backtrack a little bit about what a sweetening jar is for those of you that don't know. So a sweetening jar is a jar that you can create when you're trying to sweeten a situation. And these situations could happen in everyday life. Let's just say for work, for example, you have a nasty boss that is nasty towards you. You don't really understand why, or you may be dealing with a coworker that could be nasty to you, and you may be in a situation where, you know, oh my God, this is my job, this is my career, I'm dealing with this nasty person, I'm going to other people about it, but they either telling me that, you know, I either have to swallow it or find another job. Well, I hope that some of y'all are not in situations like that, but you guys get the gist with what I'm saying. So that is one way you can use a sweetening jar. You can use it to sweeten, you know, that particular boss, that particular coworker. Let's just say family members, for example. Like you have a sibling that may be pissed off at something that you did. You did something that really pissed them off, and they're just in like a nasty mood, and you're just thinking like, what can I do to make that person sweeter on my behalf? That is when a sweetener jar comes in. Same thing with relationships. Let's say if you had, you know, like a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, or a wife, and, you know, you stepped on their toe so hard that they're just like, you know what, I'm just going to be pissed at you, and been pissed at you for a couple of days, and you're trying to figure out, like, how do I make my spouse, my girlfriend, my boyfriend sweeter towards me again? That is when a sweetener jar comes into play. It is used to sweeten a situation, to make that person sweeter towards you. Or let's just say if you're trying to attract a particular person that, let's just say, can grant you another job position, could get you to the higher Fs, and they're just being like nasty towards you, or you want to pull that person towards you, but you know they have like that nasty vibe, that nasty energy, and you want to sweeten them to you. This is the way to do it. Now, this is a situation that, you know, I am, constructing from, I would say, for anonymous. I'm just going to say anonymous just to be discreet. And the purpose of the sweetening jar is to, let's just say this situation consists of this. The targets that Anonymous is trying to win over, it's already been won, meaning that they're already are sweet towards Anonymous. But what Anonymous want to do is that Anonymous wants to make them even more sweeter, and at the same time dominate them, to give them that little push as to what other people or what other opportunities that they may know that can help out Anonymous in the long run, if you guys get what I'm saying. So that's where the domination comes into play. The domination aspect, what I want to do is simply dominate these targets, to tell them that don't choose anyone else. You're going to do as this person says. If someone tries to come in and intervene, you're going to do as I say. If you guys get what I'm saying, you're going to do as I say. You're not going to select this person. You're going to select the person that I'm constructing this jar for. You guys get what I'm saying? So that is what we're going to do. So, now that is out of the way. Let's get on to the ingredients. So there's a lot of ingredients that I have here. If you guys see here, and here, I have some oils. I have honey. Honey is the perfect tool that you can use in a sweetening jar. Like honey, syrup, maple, anything that has like a sweet texture that you can put into this jar. Okay guys, so I'm just going to show you these two. So this is the 5-figure grass, and these are the rose petals. They're from a company, I can't really tell you the name of the company, but I will link them down below. It's a small company that I found on the Etsy shop, and I felt as though that I resonate with them. Now, the rose petals, I feel like this is one of the main things that you definitely would need in this jar if you want to bring in like a calming, peaceful, loving mood towards, a persons in general. The 5-figure grass is just simply a good herb to bring in good luck. Typically, upon research, you use this as a money grab. Like if you were to go to a casino and you want to bring some in like in a mojo bag, or you have some in a jar, and let's say you're going to casino or you're doing ride sharing, that is when 5-figure grass comes into play. It's pretty good stuff, so I'm really new of using it. I also have some ground cinnamon here. This is another purpose as to making these persons sweeter. So for more herbs, I have my girl Miss G's Curious Goods compelling, commanding, controlling powder. Okay, so that's for the domination aspect. I have licorice root, which is part of the domination aspect, and as well as sassafras root. I also have lavender. Lavender is perfect for that calming, soothing energy. I also have mint leaves. With mint, also it brings in protection. Now, for even more stuff, I have here graveyard dirt. Now, some of that stuff is optional. I will divide the ingredients as the main ingredients that you need to use versus the other ingredients that are optional, whether if you want to use them or not. It just depends on your situation. Now with the graveyard dirt, we're not doing, anything bad or evil. This is not evil graveyard dirt. This is graveyard dirt that I had gotten from Inexplicable Things. You can find them online. And the purpose of this graveyard dirt is it's from a crossroads. So when you think of crossroads, you're thinking of, like road openers, open opportunities. So this is going into the jar because this will give like the targets, open the door for the targets if they know anything, if they know about any other, job opportunities. Anonymous did say that the female, one of the targets, she knows other people. So just say other people, other opportunities, road openers. The doors will open on, anonymous behalf. So that's where the graveyard dirt comes into play. So that's really awesome. And to speed up the process, I also have speed it up powder. And speed up means that we want this to kick as fast as possible. Okay, and that's another ingredient that I got from the Etsy shop. Okay. I have 2 bottles of New Amsterdam passion fruit alcohol. This is representing to the offering that I want to give to the spirit. In this case, the spirit that I will be working with today, would be the 7 African powers of Jesus Christ. I talked about them before on this channel, and if you guys have the time to check it out, you can go onto my witchy list and you'll see a video about how to work with the 7 African powers if you're in a situation where you are trying to look for that job. That is a really helpful video. That is how I got the job that I have right now about 2 years ago, and it is badass. It really does work. So I really advise you guys to check out my video. And also I have the spirit powder. Now these are the spirit powder of 2 of the targets. Spirit powder comes in, I do have a separate video on that as well. And what spirit powder does is that it builds a link to that target. Let's just say if you don't know their full name, if you don't know their date of birth, which that's the main things that you need to build a link to that person. So that's when spirit powder comes in. And how you do it, long story short, you just either get a photo of that target, tear it into 9 pieces, no machine cut edges, and simply what you do, you just get some alcohol, you get a model and pestle, and you just write their name down like 9 times on that paper, burn it into the model and pestle, and speak your intentions that you want the spirit powder to be drawn to that particular person. I could put the link of my video down in the description, as well as another link to another practitioner named Miss Hoodoo Delish. She works wonders with how, and explains really good about how you can make spirit powder. So I'll just add those videos if you guys are lost with that as well. Okay, so there are a total of in this video there are a total of 3 people, but 2 of them I have the spirit powder for, and mainly those 2 are like the big pushers, because Anonymous had spoken to them, and they Anonymous said that they come off as really great people. So that's awesome there. For the crystals, I have some amethyst crystals that I'm going to drop in there. And I have silver and purple glitter. Purple is for it to be pretty, but also purple represents domination, and silver, which represents I want the jar to be looking pretty. And I have this right here, like herb wise. It's the last herb I can show you guys. Is that I have the business protection or powder, and this comes from Miss G. G's Curious Good as well. This is optional. This is definitely optional, but this is in a case, I would say, if you own a business, and let's just say you're working with a person who is, just say like bitter and nasty, the same scenario, and they're threatening to, let's just say, just cut off your business altogether. You want to protect your business, not only for that person, to make that person sweet, but also for, other, negative people as well, because we have some hating ass people in this world. I'm telling you that. Okay, so that's all on the powder side. Now for the oils, I'm gonna show you on the oil side. Okay, so we have now these two come from my girl Miss Juju with Grace, and I still have them to this day. I have Adore Me oil, and I have Dragon's Blood Love Me oil. Okay, so these two are to make, Anonymous, more adorable, like have them adore her even more. And the Dragon's Blood Love Me oil, and I know it says Dragon's Blood Love Me, or I'm not trying to, get them to be like in love, but the purpose is just simply like, adore her to the point that they will want to keep her and grant her a job opportunities that they may know. Okay, the next two that I have here, I have a lavender oil. So along with the lavender seeds, I have lavender oil. Let's see, the next oil I have Domination oil. This is from a company called Virgo Moon. Yeah, Virgo Moon Occult Shop. There's the name. Virgo Moon Occult Shop Domination oil. And I resonate with it, because once you say Virgo, honey, you got my attention. Okay. I also have some 7 African Powers oil, and I have some 7x7 oil. That's optional. That's just to sweeten the mood. I have rose opener oil, because of course we're trying to open rose. This stuff smells good, by the way. It smells like actual money. Let's bring it closer if you guys want to try to find it online. And I have Deadly Attraction, Obsession, and Love oil. Now, one thing about Anonymous, Anonymous did say that the female just loves some sweet smelling oils. Like, she wears them all the time on her job. And this stuff is bomb. This is bomb ass. I got this during a holiday, and I have to make a review on it. Oh, this is from Lucid and Wow. You guys, highly recommend it. I will give you the link to her page. Oh my god, her oils are amazing. So I was thinking it would be perfect to use. Let's see, we have the honey, which I showed you guys honey to make things sweeter. If you don't have honey, just use maple syrup, anything that has sugar, that is sweet. On the right hand side here, where my hand is at, these are I have some incense burning. Now the incense on the left is protection incense. That's to protect the space. The incense on the right, that is a lavender incense. Actually, the incense one I'm burning is, what are these called? They're like sandalwood, jasmine, lavender. I wanted to get lavender incense, which I tell you guys, I highly recommend you get lavender, or get any incense that is of a soothing and calming nature. Just trust your instinct. If you touch an incense and you feel like that is a calming mood, you can go with that one, or you can just go with lavender. I went to the Botanica and I asked for lavender. They didn't have it, so this is the closest that they have. I have to order them online. And these are protection incense, and as well as white sage for cleansing of the items. The final two things that I want to show you, I'm not going to be able to show you one of them, but let me show you what I have last. So the first thing that I have, the final two things that I have a pink 7-day candle. Okay, a pink 7-day candle. I would say with the domination aspect, you can either go with purple as well, but I don't have purple on hand, so I have pink. Pink brings in a loving, calming mood. I wouldn't say go with red, because red is more of a love, the love aspect. You don't want them to fall in love with you unless if your situation requires that. If it's something to do, like, let's just say with, like your loved one, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I would say just go with red and purple. Pink is more like a substitute, but it also gives like a calming mood. And lastly, what I have, guys, to top the whole thing off is I have sugar water. Now the sugar water is on my stove, cooling down as we speak. Long story short, how do you make sugar water is that you get spring water, don't get tap water. Tap water sucks. So get you some spring water. The spring water I use is like SS spring water that I drank out of. Like, how you drink a bottle and you let it sit overnight. I had used that water that I drank out of, which I think that will work wonders, because I'm putting my own DNA and like controlling within the jar itself. So there is spring water. You get sugar and you just pour it into the water. To amplify it, what I did was I spoke my intentions over it, that I wanted the sugar water to be used to sweeten these people up. I put a little bit of the 7 African Powers oil in there, as well as the roll opener. Same thing, speaking my intentions. And also to keep the water from not molding, I applied a little bit of Florida water. Okay. And also, you either need the petitions of the target. So these are my petitions. I'm just turning them this way just to be discreet. You guys won't see them. I would be, using the oils and making sure that the backs are turned, because you guys don't need to see this, but you would need a petition. And the petition could consist of, if you have the person's full name and date of birth, you can use a sheet of paper. These are photos of the targets. I would tell you guys to use a photo. Okay, that makes it most potent. I like to use photos, not just paper. Make sure the machine edges are cut, and then write your petition. And with the 7 African Powers, what I did was on each photo or each person's face, I had written their name and put my name over it, and then I turned it to my right, and I simply wrote down what it is, what I want, which I wanted them to be even more sweeter and grant more job opportunities. Do as I say. Do not choose anyone else. But you guys get what I'm saying. And lastly, you would need a glass jar. Make sure it's cleansed and thoroughly. In glass jars, you can find them in the dollar store. But I want to tell you guys this: when you try to find them in the dollar store, be sure to test how thick the glass are. Because honey, I made another money jar, and it's like 20 degrees outside, and I left it out there for 2 days, and that money jar exploded. I don't know if it come from like the magical aspect. I had it in a bucket and I brought it up here, and then all of a sudden it just busted, and I have to make another one. But I guess that goes to show how powerful my magic is. So all right, I'm getting there. Okay. All right, you guys, so I went through all the ingredients and there is nothing much else to do other than let's get started. All right, guys, we are back. So first things first is we're going to start working on the petitions. Now, I showed you guys the ingredients, everything that I'm going to use, but I really want this video to be like a sit down and watch me how to do it. I'm gonna try to like explain it as much as I can, but I'm gonna be, you know, quiet whilst I'm doing this to put my energy into this jar. That is the purpose of it. And I'm just going to light another lavender jasmine incense. Common mood. Okay. Alright, so the first thing first, what I would like to grab is I'm going to grab the rose petals. And let me get some more white sage. Because with the herbs, I did not cleanse. And I tell you guys over and over in the video, please make sure you cleanse every product. If you're unable to, just cleanse as you go. My situation is that I am using this lovely small table because my other table is being occupied by tarot cards. So, cleansing, excelente. Okay, I'm going to put the honey on the side here. I have an additional table, so I'm working with what I'm working with, y'all, but that is the purpose of keeping finances going, you know? Alright, so I'm going to take my rose petals here. And I'm just going to sprinkle some in my hand. I just want it to be like at the very bottom. And also I want to get my lavender as well. Okay. Alright, you guys can't see the smoke. And it comes. That's why sage should cleanse these beautiful rose petals. This jar. Alright, now I pray over, and be sure to pray over every item that you use. I bless, empower, and activate these rose petals to bring in a calming, soothing, loving mood towards the persons that will be placed into this jar. Environment, comfortable environment, loving environment, peaceful environment, and loving environment. So let it be. I'm trying to do it in a clockwise motion because what we're doing is that we're bringing in that loving, calming, soothing energy. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use is the lavender. I'm going to do the same method. So heavy-handed. Okay. So sage to cleanse this lavender. Right. I bless, empower, and activate this lavender to bring in a calming, soothing, peaceful energy to the persons that will be placed into this jar. Some would be a clockwise motion. Okay, so now I have the lavender and the rose petals in the jar. I'm gonna give it a little shake. Okay, that's just like giving, let's just say like you're putting the targets on a nice comfy bed filled with rose petals and lavender. Just envision it like that, like your target per se. All right, so the next thing is the petition. So I already told you guys what I did with the petition. This is one of them, and I'm just going to keep it in that angle. And what I'm going to do is that I am going to first, let's see, because there's going to be a little bit of oils and stuff. So let's start with the Domination oil. Alright, I'm just going to place some on my hands. Let's see. I'm sorry if this angle is so bad. Pardon me. Okay, that's much better. So Domination oil. So, I bless, empower, and activate this Domination oil to dominate for take it and rub it into the petition. And this will be off camera. That's some power. Petition to make obey. Be even more sweeter towards me. And you will do as I say. And you will do it. Okay, so the Domination is already mixed in. Alright. So the next thing I want to use is that, let's use Adore Me oil. Same thing, I'm just going to put it on my hands. I bless, empower, and activate this Adore Me oil. To make Adore Me to the point that he doesn't want to let go. Okay. Next thing I'm going to use good sweet smelling stuff. Hey. I bless, empower, and activate this deadly traction oil. Ooh, smells so good. To make I'm just rubbing it in, you guys. I just want to show you real quick. Just rubbing it in. You're telling me something that smells amazing. Ooh, perfect. Okay, I think he is lubed up enough. And let me add final thing, Dragon's Blood Love Me oil. Okay, I'm just gonna drop it onto. Alright. Got some power and activate this to make desire want to keep be. And then afterwards, I'm gonna fold the petition towards me. Fold, turn to your right, fold again, turn to your right, fold again, turn to my right, like this. And then stick him right there into the rose petals. Yeah, sorry guys, I just have to be discreet. I'm gonna add a little bit more rose petals. Okay. Be sweeter towards me. I actually used up all this lavender because I had got me another one. Okay. Sweet towards me. Sweet towards me. Some more to be. Give it a little shake. Alright, wonderful. Perfect. Okay, so now the next method, the same technique with the petitions here of the two people. I'm just gonna rub it a little bit because I still have some excess on my hands. I gotta light another protection incense. Another tip, always make sure your incense are lit, you guys. When it goes out, just stop doing what you're doing, put in another one, because it's always like negative energies around, negative people speaking on, negative situations. Just keep your space, as clear as possible. Let's see. So, actually, before I get started, let me put some 7 African powers. I wanted to hit that petition. Some power, activate 7 African powers to make to be more, even more sweeter through this job. Allow him to open more roads on behalf. Closest picture with your energy. Apply a little bit of domination oil in a clockwise motion. You guys can see. Under Beverly, do as I say. also sweet. Adore Me oil. To the fullest extent, to ordinary, to cherish, to keep in the job that they want. Okay, use my favorite sweet smelling stuff. Dragon's Blood Love Me oil. Fold it, turn to your right, fold it, and turn to your right, fold it, and turn extra, fold it. Okay, alright you guys, so we have them in there, so we're just going to stick them in there. And I meant to say, like, yes, you guys, when it comes down to a jar in general, you can stick as many people as you can. Just, you know, be mindful of the size of the jar that you want. And again, you know, jar spells are very powerful. I really love them. Okay, I'm going to add some more rose petals. I just want them all surrounded by roses and lavender. And I'm trying to do everything in a clockwise motion. If you guys notice my hand in a clockwise, everything clockwise. Okay, and let me add the lavender. Some more lavender. Just giving them like a bed of lavender and roses. Because we wouldn't want like nice smelling lavender and roses and smelling good. And the female, from what I heard, she loves sweet smelling stuff. So I'm like, you know what? Two minds think alike. Like, I like her. I am going to get some more 7 African powers. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Smear it right on the picture. Speaking my intentions, I bless, empower, and activate the 7 African powers oil to make and desire over and or and want to keep even after the end date. Alright you guys, so we have that, and I'm gonna leave them loose because I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit more. The more the merrier. Okay, so we got them inside of the jar. Should I bring it closer? Okay, so I'm putting it there. Alright, so we got them inside of the jar. Now I like to apply the herbs first, so we're going to start with the herbs. So I already did rose petals. Why am I tripod? My goodness. Let's see. I'm going to end up using the rest of this lavender because I have more. There's little things like that you can get in the store. So let's start off by using, let's use the cinnamon. Okay, so I've got the brown cinnamon here. And the purpose of the cinnamon is just to make them sweeter. So I bless, empower, and activate the cinnamon to make sweeter towards, even more sweeter towards, to grant more job opportunities, to never let go even after the due date. And Spirit knows what due date that is. Okay, so we have cinnamon. The next thing I'm going to use is licorice root. Licorice in my hand. It's only a little bit. I'm almost running out of this stuff. Let's see. I bless, empower, and activate this licorice root to dominate and control, command, to do into selecting only and no one else, no matter how nice they try to be. Symbolically, licorice root. Okay, I'm going to apply the mint next. I would say for the mint, it's one to protect protect the overall relationship, to make sure that anything negative, like any persons, if they try some shit or anything like that, that it will not come, will not intervene. Okay, I bless, empower, and activate this mint to bring in protection amongst this union between and to make sure no other person will not hinder this union. Symbolically. Okay, we'll put that aside. Let's see. Okay, sassafras. And the sassafras root. Oh my goodness, I didn't even open it. Sassafras. Sassafras root. Okay, it comes out in big pieces. I'm just only going to use this length. A little goes a long ways. I've been teaching you guys that. Okay. Cleanse. And I bless, empower, and activate the sassafras root to dominate and control. To open doors to job opportunities, either working with them, they must do as I say. Some will it be. Yeah, it comes in pieces. use a mortar and pestle. If it comes out like this, mortar and pestle. And it's a perfect way to speak your intentions. Okay. The next herb I'm going to use is the 5-figure grass for good luck in this situation. Alright, cleanse. I bless, empower, and activate this 5-figure grass to bring good luck amongst the situation between and to allow them to open roads, to make them even more sweeter towards someone would be. Some more domination. So we're going to use powder. Okay, that's what the powder looks like. I bless, empower, and activate this commanding, compelling, and control powder to make and under control to do as I say, to open roads on behalf of Samoa B. Okay, and let's see. Next thing I'm going to use is, I know my hand is a mess. The next thing I'm going to use is let's use the spirit powder. Okay, so this is the spirit powder of one of them. Bless, cleanse. Okay. Bless, empower, and activate the spirit powder to make sweeter to build a link to allow essence to be in this jar. Okay, you just don't need a lot, you just need a little, and I'm just going in clockwise motion. Alright, so here's some level. Oh, look at that steam. Whoa. Okay. It's been potent for some months. I made this like months ago, before I was trying to figure out who were the good guys and who were the bad guys. It took a minute, but yeah. This is the other spirit powder. Female. I bless. What did I say here? Okay. I bless, empower, and activate the spirit powder of to make her sweeter towards, to allow essence to be in this jar. Some will it be to make her sweeter. Powder and poof, boom boom. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so I think we'll use the majority of the urges. Two more. Okay. Crossroads. Cemetery dirt. Okay. I bless, empower, and activate this crossroads cemetery dirt to allow roads to call upon the spirits behind the dirt to open roads, to make more roads open to new job opportunities, new possibilities, more money, more success for, and to allow to keep even after someone be. decorating. Okay, so I think I'm gonna hold off on the speeded powder. I want to put that in last. So let me pause this in between. I'm just gonna pour some more lavender into the jar. Okay. And more lavender and make them sweet and make them sweet and make them sweet towards some lippy. Alright guys, so now we applied the powders for now. Powders and herbs for now. All but one. Next we're going to apply the oil. So first oil I have is the lavender oil, which smells amazing. I just opened the top and it's just like, oof. It just gave me a whiff like, whew, okay. Alright, so we're going to pour that in there. And speaking the intentions, let's empower and activate this lavender oil to bring a calming, soothing, peaceful environment between and some lippy. Just lost an scent. Get another. Put that in there like the sound of wood. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so we have the lavender. Next, let's use a little bit of road opener oil to allow the roads to open, because we want these people to open roads. Bless, empower, and activate this road opener oil to allow the roads to open to allow and to grant more job opportunities, more responsibilities, even after the upcoming due date. Some more be. Okay, next what we have is the 7x7 oil for luck. And bless, empower, and activate the 7x7 oil to bring luck upon the situation. Luck and blessings. Blessings overflow. Bring happiness. More 7 African Powers oil. Okay. Jesus Christ, I call upon 7 African Powers of Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna put some more domination oil. I'll do it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. This is 3 people, of course. Some more of Desire Me oil, Dragon's Blood, Love Me oil. Keep me. This badass smelling good. Oh, the obsession oil. Oh my god. Yes, honey. Ooh. Oh, yes. Love it. And the me oil. And I'm gonna do that one 3 times. To adore. Get that little root in there. Oh, we picked up a root. Okay. That is awesome. Okay, so we used up the oils. Let me tighten these up. Now we are going to let's apply the crystals. So I have an amethyst crystals. Amethyst is good to bring in a calming mood. Okay, so here's are the crystals. I'm just going to cleanse them. And I bless, empower, and activate these amethyst crystals to bring in a calming and soothing mood upon the situation towards and to make them even more sweeter. Okay, so I already showed you guys like the business protection. I guess I suppose I can use like a little bit of this. It's optional, but you know what, a little bit it will help in any situation. So the business protection upon this situation. Sage. Next, let's apply the honey. So this is the honey. And you just speak your attention. I bless, empower, and activate this honey to make and very sweet towards me. And of course, I have to do this. Oh my god, it smells, tastes. Oh, oh, it smells so good. I don't want to spoil myself. My god, I have breakfast yet. Next thing we're going to use is, let's apply, because I don't think I showed you guys this in the beginning. I got holy water as an option, and the reason that I wanted to bring holy oil is because I'm working with the 7 African powers of Jesus Christ, holy water. So, I'm asking the assistance of Jesus because I am Baptist. I was Baptist before I became spiritual as well. So I just want to apply holy water to bring in like a calming mood. Alright. And let's apply the glitters. Let's just put a little bit of glitter. This is not fast enough for me, so I'm just gonna, in fact, I'll just go ahead and use the whole thing. I'm gonna get more anyway. The silver glitter, this what makes the jar pretty, and then purple glitter to get more of that little sweetening, dominating effect. So you guys can see, pretty. And I suppose that we can use the speed up powder before I add any additional liquids, because after the speed powder I'm going to go ahead and use alcohol, and then lastly we're going to apply the water. So I bless, empower, and activate the speed up powder to make this jar spell speed up the process. I want to see results as little as next week, but when I return to the office, it gives good time for it to work. Yes, honey. And we got some of that Venus energy power in there. I'm gonna apply the alcohol. Okay, so we have the alcohol. Ooh, that smells nice. Okay, so in additional of all the other ingredients, I'm just going to apply some rubbing alcohol and Florida water. So here is the alcohol to preserve ingredients that were being used in this jar. And let me grab the Florida water. I'm gonna use that as well. Pour a little bit of that in there. All right. Okay. And with that being said, since I had gotten up, my sugar water has cooled down, and I'm just going to apply that and fill it up to the top. Not too deep. We wanted enough to shake. Okay. Wow, look how purpley it looks. Wow. Okay. Guys, I made like a purpley jar, and I'm just gonna seal it up tightly. As I seal this jar, I seal the fate in this whole situation. And this is the finishing touch. As you can see, it's got purpley. Look how purpley it looks. Yeah, this definitely looks like a domination sweetening jar indeed. Wow, ain't that beautiful? Should we get a closer up? See how that looks, you guys? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Here's the conclusion of my Domination Sweetening Jar. For the 7-day candle, I had added some more lavender, some more rose petals, some 7 African Powers oil, as well as some more Daily Attraction and Adore Me oil. Alrighty, and it's so cute too. I know it kind of looks dark on camera, but upon me looking at it, it's very purpley because of the lavender and the rose petals. Kind of like a dark pinkly purpley vibe, but it's all good. You can tell that, you know, it's not for ill intentions, but it does show, like, you know, like the sweetness within the jar itself. So I'm happy with it. Once you have your jar constructed, just continue to put in your intent and continue to pray. You can shake the jar, speaking your intentions that way. You can either use a taper candle, or you can use a 7-day candle like this and just continue to pray and hoping that, you know, your situation will become sweeter as to who, you know, you're trying to sweeten. As I tell you guys, with this particular jar, this could be done during the waxing moon. Do not do any jars consist of sweetening, money, love, anything that's good during the waning moon. That's only if you want to, you know, mess somebody up. You do a sour jar. Sour jars, ultimate domination jars, obsession jars, only is done during the waning moon. Okay, we are in the waxing right now, and this is a good time to do this jar because we're almost to the full moon. So it's a perfect time for you to do this if you want to sweeten a situation. Okay. And also, if you guys like my video, be sure to give it a like. It allows the video to float around the YouTube streets. I always tell you guys, when you come across my videos, I'm not all the way, like the expert, but how I learned these things is how I learn it from, other practitioners who I resonate with, who I feel like, okay, they know what they're talking about, and I just take a little bit of this and that and make it into my own. That's also good for you to do as well as doing research on this particular jar. Okay, so I tell you guys to go out there and do research. The ingredients that were shown on this video will be posted down below. However, with Miss Juju's oils, she does have the Adore Me oil, but unfortunately she does not have the Dragon's Blood Love Me oil at this time. She made a lot of oils, more than those two, that I was just crazy about, and she was like the first person that came to me that opened the door to spirituality for me. But if you guys want her Adore Me oil, I'll try to find her website where you can purchase that, and I'll try to find everything else, especially with this right here. I have to do a separate video to show you guys, like, this stuff is bomb. Get this. I tell you what, they won't be in a nasty attitude. You put this on yourself and you put this in a jar, oh honey, that's it for you. Be ready. But yeah, I'll be sure to add all the ingredients that's needed. Again, those that I feel are the most optional, especially if you're dealing with a work situation, and also the others that you can either use for yourself, or if you feel the need to use it. It just depends on the situation that you are in. Okay, all right. So if you guys like the video, also be sure, I would love to have you guys to stick around and subscribe. Mostly this channel consists of celebrity tarot oracle readings. Time at the time I will come up and I'll do a witchy video for you guys. I think the next one that I'm going to do is how to show you guys how to do a sour jar, because I had posted a video on my channel about how I did the sour jar, and let's just say my boss had a little trip a week ago, and I don't know what has happened since then. I can only imagine, but the moment I whipped that up, and I whipped that shit up out of anger, bitch, he got it, and I know the other one got it as well. Oh, look at my candles just dancing. Okay, spirit, come through. Yes, you guys see my candles? Let me show you my candles. Let me show you. You see them dancing? Yes, spirit activity here. And keep in mind, air conditioning is not blowing, it is off. Okay, yes, come through. And that's my 7 African powers, y'all. So that goes back to my other video. Now, with my video regarding on the 7 African powers, I will link that down in the description below. But yes, back to what I was saying. If you guys really want to stick around with me, time at the time I do post like witchy videos. So if you're interested in the witchy aspect, I would love for you guys to subscribe, to check out my other playlists involving my other videos, what I made so far. And I'm looking forward to do more along the way, whatever the spirit would give me the knowledge, to give me the kind of like a sign to say, hey, do a video on this and this and this, because I would love to help you guys as well as helping myself in the situation. So I would love to have you stick around. And yeah, that is all. Also, yes, follow me on my social media, Instagram and TikTok. I do have like some more witchy videos there. Also, if you come across and you're a witchy person as well as a K-pop person, I tend to post a lot of K-pop on there, so I don't know if that's y'all cup of tea, but if it is, follow me on my social media. The link is linked down below. My Instagram, Virgo Sun Oracle Reader. That's a little bit more of the witchy vibe, so I would love to have you guys over there. And also my personal YouTube, Life Celebrity and K-pop, of course, because you know I love me some K-pop. Yes. All right, you guys, so yeah, I'm gonna let you go now. Blessed be, and of course I will see you all in the next video. Bye.